Welcome to the Novi Knows podcast, the podcast built for Novi users, with our builders sharing best practices to help you sell more homes and provide an industry-leading buyer experience. All right, everyone, excited to have launch another podcast today. We've got Amanda with Bloomfield Homes, based out of Texas. Amanda, say hi to everybody.
Hello.
So excited to have Amanda on the team, or excuse me, not on the team.
Oh,
Well, she is on Team Novi,
I'm on the
right?
scene.
But part of the podcast and Bloomfield, and just kind of talk about how they use Novi Home. And Amanda's got a really cool journey because she started using it as a salesperson and it is now in leadership. And so can kind of see both sides of using it as from the sales perspective and then using it from the leadership perspective. But Amanda, we go ahead and just one question I love to ask is, tell us just a little bit about yourself outside of Bloomfield Homes.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so I love a lot of everything. I'm married to a really amazing guy. I have three Chihuahuas.
Oh, wow.
I like to paint, cook. I've been kind of on this social media run the last couple years since I was in the field, and I've expanded it, trying to grow and understand algorithms and all that kind of stuff. So I just like to have fun and work out and just good vibes all around is really me.
Awesome. And how long you're in the Dallas market, right?
Yes, we're only in the Dallas market.
Okay.
Yeah,
How long have you lived in Dallas?
my whole life, a long
Okay.
time. I won't tell you how long, but long enough.
Long,
Um,
long, long. Yeah, never ask how old you are, right?
yeah, I'll just say I've sold homes over 20 years, and I've been at Bloomfield almost 3 years. So for 2 years, I was actually in Godly, Texas. Shout out to Godly. I was selling homes there, and I loved it. I actually got a much harder challenge because when I was there weren't a lot of people. And so I had to utilize tools and social media to capture people. And so at that time, that's where I kind of got to start learning about Novi when I first started. And so
Okay.
fast forward, now it's been almost 3 years. I'm now a director of sales. And so now I'm glad I had that kind of hands-on training, because now I'm trying to help all my community managers understand the value that Novi Homes truly does bring.
Right on. So you started out with Bloomfield in the sales office.
Yes.
Okay. Um, Taking in walk-in traffic. And then you said you started using social media. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I hired an assistant and I wanted nothing to do with it. And now I'm kind of the girl teaching social media, which is hilarious. But I knew that I had to find a way to get people to my model. So we have obviously natural ways for people to come out, but they weren't picking Godly. They didn't know Godly, they didn't know where it was. So my first goal was, okay, let me start teaching people about why they should live in Godly, how much of a gem Godly is, so close to Fort Worth. That was really the big thing that I found. And so getting on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook Marketplace, I had posted some stuff, but trying to learn how to navigate more of the people that are looking online and they're not necessarily just driving by. So I actually learned a lot by, I mean, through that.
Sure. It's I love the platform of education for marketing, right? Like you said it like, hey, nobody knew anything about I have no I honestly was just thinking to myself, I gotta Google Godly. Like I've been to Dallas Fort Worth a few times. I've never heard of Godly, Texas. But driving that education of why it's cool to live here, right? Like why this area is nice, why you should be considering this, and then leveraging social media. And you said you did TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, right?
Facebook,
Which
I
one's
did
your
whatever it
favorite?
took. I would say I like the Facebook and Instagram, how they connect.
Yeah.
That was the easiest. TikTok was more of your funny, silly videos of me throwing myself into a garage or just doing really dumb things, and they worked. I got leads from them all, and also I think through showing people Godly, it got. I know Bloomfield fired up about Godly because my owner bought lots of land, and I mean he really lives in that area too. And I that is my favorite area I've ever sold. I've been in over 50 neighborhoods, and I think I loved it so much because I had to figure out like how to bring people there.
Hmm.
And literally it is like 12 minutes to Fort Worth. Like downtown Fort Worth is like 20 minutes. That is like unheard of. You're not going to find a city like that, like to my knowledge. And I love it so much. So I wouldn't be here today, I think, if I wasn't starting out there specifically.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah, Haley Nabig, our director of sales, when she was an OSC, leveraged videos through TikTok, Instagram, and there's even a like very popular video that was pushed out of her on roller skates or roller blades. I can't remember. I think it was roller skates going through the community, and then
Uh huh.
just I haven't seen the video in a couple years, but I believe at the end she like kind of crashed a little bit. You know what I mean? But then
Perfect.
she was just like, I'm just throwing it out there, and it was killer. So there's
I'll
a
look it up.
yeah, I have to look it up again, and now I got to go back and watch it again because it's been a couple of years. So you started when you started at Godly, you're obviously doing the social media stuff, but did you start right away with Novi Home? How did you use it? Let's talk about two things. And again, this podcast, I tell everybody, this is for our builders by our builders. Like this is just best practices and ways to leverage Novi because every single builder that we work with honestly uses Novi different.
Yeah.
And that's okay because there are a lot of solutions with the platform and there's many things that we do, but we want our builders to, leverage what they can to solve the problems that they have. So
Yeah.
going back, you started out in sales and you were using Novi. So when you were in sales, what were you using Novi for? How did you leverage the technology?
Sure. So when I started, I think we had probably just signed up with you guys, or people hadn't really known much about it. So
Hmm.
I had started and like right away did a meeting with Kevin, and he kind of walked me through it on how to use it. And I didn't really understand how I could use it yet at the beginning. And then over time, I realized that the photo updates was like my favorite thing when I first started with it. Because to me, it was kind of hard to get people to sign up for the app when I was first there because I didn't have like a really good idea of kind of how to do that, which I'll get to.
Hmm.
But the I love to give buyers a really good experience. And to me, weekly updates with photos was like a really big thing for me. So I probably have logged, I don't know, a million photos. I don't know how many I have, but I would always want to send 30 to 40 photos a week to all my clients. And so what I love about it is I used to have assistants take these pictures for me and they would fill out their phones.
Hmm.
And we would do Google links and all these sorts of things and then let them know that some pictures are coming. But with Novi, I literally could take photos and they instantly upload and they get told right away they're getting them. Like I don't have to do a single thing but take the photos. So like, and my buyers absolutely loved it. They thought it was so thoughtful that we took the time to take photos for them. And since COVID, I don't know if anyone's talked about this with you, but like getting like supplies, we had delays with that. And like workers actually showing up on time is not always happening. So to give someone an update that the roof is going on this week, it wasn't really happening that much since COVID. Like people weren't showing up, and so then buyers would get mad, like, "Oh, the roof didn't show up." And so what I love about the photos is I would say you're going to get real time pictures, and that's going to kind of show you the progress. I'm not going to be able to guess what's going to happen. And so that ended up really transforming things for me and saving me a lot of time. And also not to mention, I was in Godly, and at that time the internet was not wonderful. So even if I wanted to send photos by text, it might not make it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so crazy when we launched the photo feature, and it's been out for years, right? We didn't realize how many salespeople had 5, 10, 15,000 photos of homes in their camera roll. And the other thing that we heard was I go and take these photos. I'm not in a great service area. I get back to text them to the home buyer, and I can't remember which house was which. So I was just taking, like, I was guessing on the framing picture and hoping that was their actual house. And then if I made the mistake, I didn't get called out on it, you know?
Yeah.
Um, But that is one cool feature about Novi is if you are in a poor service area, our camera tool will wait till you get back into a solid service area and automatically resend the photos. So it's like trying, okay, we're not in a good service area. Great. It'll maybe try, I think it's every hour, every 30 minutes it tries. And then as soon as you hit good service, boom, it automatically sends the photos. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Um, and that is a feature that, trial and error, we had to create that because we realized a
Mhm.
lot of our builders are building in areas that don't have great service. And I'm sure Godly now has
Oh,
fantastic service, right?
excellent, excellent.
Right.
Like the day I left.
Yeah. The day you leave. Yep.
Another thing people also don't realize with that tool is that I had relocation clients coming in all the time. And so what I had, and I think you've updated it since then, but at that time I would go do video tours of homes and I could instantly share them with someone as opposed to again the video never making it through.
Yeah.
Also, like design center, I had we choose our own design like selections on site. That's a real big benefit to our clients that we have. But we would have a decorator finish the selections, and this actually happened, and Novi saved me. So whenever we do all the selections, we take a photo of everything that they pick, and the buyer's like this. And somebody questioned their tile. They were like, "That wasn't the tile, Amanda. I know 100%." And I'm like, "Well, let's look at your photos because it's timestamped. You know, it's going to tell us when you did that." And we go to it. The name matches. It was the exact tile. And I said, "Well, I'm sorry, but that's why we do this." So it
Yeah.
also saved me.
Yeah, it definitely saves you. And I love to just call that open communication. Like
Absolutely.
so many times when we're talking to builders and we're looking at their process and is Novi going to be a good fit for you? And I will look at the communication, and honest, open communication will solve so many problems, right? Even, like the scenario you just talked about where they're saying, no, that wasn't the tile for me. I'm pretty sure, like, I know it wasn't. And you're like, well, actually, we can go back here and look at it. Like, that's like a CYA, right? Like a cover your ass. But then also, there's so many times where they just see that and they're like, oh, yeah, okay, looking great. They're reassured. They're getting those photos. They understand what's going on. So, yeah.
Well, and it wasn't done for a gotcha. It was like you're saying, it was what was we worked with them, just for the record, we worked with
Yeah, of
them.
course, of
But
course.
but it was more of like how many times have you ever built a home from
Yeah.
scratch? Okay. So
Yes,
like
yes,
when you're going to look for furniture and you're getting excited and you're like, what is the color of that? Like that's a really helpful tool too. You can pull
yes.
it up at Nebraska Furniture Mart and you're like,
Mhm.
yes, I know my
Yes, that
colors.
works. That
Yeah.
works. Yes, no, absolutely. So you alluded to when you first started, you were hesitant or getting the buyer to download the app. And that is something we hear all the time. And it's something we teach we actually do role play in our trainings now. But talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay. Yeah. So what I originally had done is I got QR codes and I put them around my model. I had stickers made, I put on my books. I put the QR code signs in front of my model and some of the inventory homes so that people could at least, I could catch traffic that was like early in the morning or at the end of the day, at least try to get somebody that might sign up. But then I would always be scared. And so over time, what I learned was is I had way more success whenever I did it with them. So I basically, why they're engaged, why they're in my model, and they're excited, I would say, let me send you this link. I would fill out their information,
Mm-hmm.
send them the link. Now we use Lasso as our CRM, so it
Mm-hmm.
integrates perfectly into Lasso. So I know I can just do it real fast, make sure they got the text message, and then download the app with them. And then once they do that, then I would go through and kind of do a quick education about the app. Like, here's where you can do this. If you want to upload documents when you buy your house, they'll go right here. So you kind of run them through a little bit of it. So you're selling them, but also letting them know that they have a tool that they can compare neighborhoods. And what I found is that after I started doing that, more and more people were like, I could see them opening the web page. I could see what they looked at.
Yeah.
Not web pages, but I could see that they said they wanted $1 million home, but in reality, they wanted a $400,000 home down the street with someone else. And so then I could change my approach and be like, okay, I have this home that just hit the market. I think this would be a really good fit. Let me know if you can come by. And I got a lot of sales that way. I call it like being a detective, but I got so many sales re-changing my approach because not everyone will tell you the truth. So like, but they do tell you the truth in their actions. And that's
Yes.
what I love about Novi is I immediately can see everyone doing it, right? I'm sure that's why you
Yes.
have it.
I I I'm a salesman. I
Okay.
love sales. I mean, I can tell you stories. I sold my first computer system when I was 14 years old. I can remember the day. It was the day before, it was the 23rd of December. And I love sales. I also know, especially in home building, and as you're showing buyers homes,
Mhm.
my wife has, I mean, if there was ever the epitome of a Gucci budget, like that girl, no matter what she goes in, we go in somewhere, she automatically, if there's a home for 400,000, 700,000, and $1.1 million, without knowing the price, she's at the $1.1 million.
Yeah.
So as a buyer, I'm following her, right? And all of a sudden, you as a sales agent, you're showing this home thinking that's the one that we're interested in. 100% we're interested in, but my budget's actually the $500,000 home, right? So I don't want to tell you because it's embarrassing. Hey, Amanda, I mean, we're at this house and we're kind of wasting your time. There's no way we're buying this house.
Right.
Um, but the actions, because you can see what the buyer does after they leave the appointment, and all of a
Mhm.
sudden maybe you show them the house for 800,000 or 850, but when they go home,
Mhm.
reality hits and they're back in that 500,000 price zone. You're catching all those analytics and you're seeing that. So you're like, oh, I got to retool what I presented, right? I got to
Exactly.
re-engage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's so awesome. I mean, some days I wish I'm like, I gotta go.
You got to sell something.
I love to sell. I need to get in a sales center. I'm gonna have to start a little home building company here in the little town we're at so I can sell some homes. Because I do
Do
get
it.
excited. I mean, we build this technology for y'all, and I get excited about it. And I get excited about the different things that you can do. So you launched as you started with Bloomfield in the field with sales using Novi Home. I love that, and I tell my builders this, and people when I talk to them, and they're nervous to get buyers to download the app. I'm like, listen, do it 10 times. Ask 10 buyers to download the app. Do it with them. You'll never go back because it's the unknown and we're uncomfortable and it's maybe something that I don't want to ask them that. They're going to think I'm weird. But then you realize how engaged they are in the app and what they're looking at, and it's beneficial for them, it's beneficial for you. And as from a sales perspective, it cuts down a lot of the guesswork, which I'm a huge
Yeah.
fan of.
Yeah.
Um, but let's go back to you. You're in sales now, you've moved to
I'm now
leadership.
director. Yeah. Director of sales.
So
Yes.
talk to me a little bit with that director of sales hat on.
Yeah, so okay, so I was in the field, and what I love about being in the field and going to a director position is that no one can say I couldn't sell. No one could say that I don't know what I'm talking about because I used these things and they helped and they worked.
Hmm.
So now when I shifted to leadership role, now I'm trying to go out and let everybody understand how great Novi Homes is because at Bloomfield, it's not very like regimented. Like we give the tools and if they feel like they're important, they can use them, which that's completely fine. But like I am so passionate about it that I go on this tour and I just
Yeah,
tell everyone about Novi Homes. I wear my shoes that y'all gave me.
there you go.
I do not get paid to say this. But I think actually meeting one on one with my people and showing them some of the things that help me, I know is helping them. And like the new feature that we haven't had it yet, but we're about to. But like the listing feature. I mean, I everyone is so excited about the listing feature. If me and you are selling homes, I can assure you we would be so excited about this feature. And I'm mad I didn't have it because I literally would just be adding everybody's homes and they'd see 27 looking and you'd feel like you're going to miss out. And there is nothing, let me back up. Everybody wants instant information right now. And I don't want to go on Google and see if my home's still available. I don't want to call my agent. I don't want to go on realtor.com. I, in your hand, you literally can get a notification that a home is sold, the price has dropped. Um, or, oh, wait, it's back. I can get it now. The urgency of that one thing alone is why everyone should use it. And in DFW, there's a lot of inventory homes. There's a lot of
Yeah.
builders that want to, that, everyone's trying to wait for a certain rate or when the right time to buy is. But like that right there is going to help sell tons of homes for all builders.
Yes. If you have standing inventory, if you're, I actually talked to a smaller builder yesterday, and they have the most move-in ready homes they've ever had in 25 years, right? If you have any standing inventory, any quick move-ins, listings is a killer feature. And if you're out there and you don't know what listings is, listings was launched middle of the year last year, and it is, and Haley and Liz, our sales team, they explain it the best, but it's middle of the funnel listings. So it's a little bit down the funnel from like a Zillow or Realtor.com, like you were talking about, even the website, right? And it's these homes buyers can be tracking, and you can update the photos, you can add an incentive, you can add a virtual tour. Anytime there's an update to that home, let's say it goes from foundation to framing, right? And you update that home, it automatically updates all the buyers that are watching that. And what I love about that is you mentioned it. You can go on the website and you can see that, but the website is very beautiful, 7 selected photos. It's not raw. It's the this listing feature is foundation, and then it's framing, and then it's drywall, right? And they're seeing those photos and they're seeing the progression, and there's FOMO because they can see that there's 35 watchers also watching this home. They can see if a home that they're watching, if it goes under contract, they'll be notified. Hey, you missed out. I mean, it doesn't say that, but it says this home that you have been watching is now under contract. It's
Yeah.
gone, right?
But think about all the people that are, think about all the builders, like they're doing, they'll do discounts on their inventory because they want to get rid of them. What if someone comes in and they say, I want to be at $500,000, and then that one home they wanted, they just put it off, but they get a notification, it's now 490, and it's in the range. Like, or
Yeah.
they see the incentive on there that popped
Yep.
up and they're like, oh my gosh, I get free closing costs now. These are
Yes.
things, people, I'm one of the people that I'm introverted, but I'm not. I can talk a lot, but for the way I buy things is I don't want to talk to anyone. I want to do my own research and I just want to buy it right then when I'm ready. I don't need someone bothering me or asking me about stuff. I just want to see, oh, it's my price. Okay, I'll buy. But
Great.
there's a lot of people like that. And in the digital age, like of people just wanting to formulate their own opinions and stuff, like we don't need that salesperson. And that's why genuine, straightforward people do so well now because people are suspect about a lot of things right now.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. No, I actually I mean, your Bloomfield is turning listings on, I believe, like within the next
Yep,
week. Because
very
I know I
fast.
saw a bunch of stuff from the dev team. And I'm so excited for y'all to use it because we do have other builders that are using it. It's crazy. It's so awesome. It's honestly from a sales perspective, it's my favorite feature that we've ever thrown out there. Because
Are
I
they
just
having any issues with like, are they giving you like true stories of like highlights where they actually really believe that it has worked for them? Because I'll be
yes.
shocked if they haven't.
No, no, no. I did a podcast with Level Homes, and it's crazy. Not only, and listings was never the right word. That's just the best word that we could find because there's so much this will grow into. Like Level Homes is using this to update buyers on the pool house that they're building for the community. So like community amenities can also be put in here. As buyers are watching, like you talk about godly in that community where you launched, like there was different things and within community amenities that you could put in there that not only are they watching the houses being built in the community, but maybe they're watching the park, um, or like in Louisiana, the pool house or different things like that. So it's continuing to grow, and this will be a feature. I love this about technology. It will be a feature, but 18 months from now, our builders will be telling us all these cool stuff that they're doing. Like outside of, we didn't even know it was possible, right? Like we didn't even, oh, okay, we didn't think about that when we were building this feature. And that's so cool. Y'all are doing it this way, right?
Let me ask you this. So did I don't know much about how y'all got started, but like did were y'all in home sales, like new home sales?
Yeah,
Because
great
because
question.
it's just too it's like you're creating this tool. So I didn't know if you had a problem that you solved.
No, so we were in the medical industry.
Okay.
So our story comes from the medical industry. We had a software company called TouchMD, which was used by the majority of plastic surgeons and cosmetic dermatologists in the United States. And we reinvented the patient experience when you walked into a plastic surgeon or a cosmetic dermatologist. Instead of them drawing incision areas on a napkin and giving it to you, we created a platform where they could, it was an education platform, but also had photos and videos, and they could draw and show, like if you're going in for Botox, they could show injection areas and things like that. We landed in the builder space because there was, at the time we came in, there was really, this was kind of an area that was lacking, right? The buyer experience, what we've been talking about today with the photos and just pulling up the phone and being able to access community information and available homes. So listings was a huge gamble for us 18 months ago because 18 months ago, nobody had inventory, right? Like it was like you put an American flag out in front of your house and throw sawdust in the air, and that thing was sold for 30,000 more than you were asking, right?
Yeah.
Um, but we felt like there would be a time when the market readjusted and builders would be sitting on inventory, and this idea for this listings feature, this middle of the funnel ability for buyers to track the progress and build of a quick move in, similar to the way that they bid on an item on eBay, would be extremely valuable for our builders. So we actually started this feature 18 months ago. Fast forward to today, and it's a huge hit, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's obviously we have a sharp team. Um, but there's some risk there. That took a substantial amount of development time for our team to build this feature out, but we really believed in the feature and the ability to help home builders sell homes in a market that is more normal, right? So
Mhm. Well,
that's the
thank you for
story.
making it. I would have never believed that ever. I would have thought y'all were selling homes, solving problems. But no, the other thing I need to touch on for the app that I liked was that you can upload like your executed contract. You could put the CCNRs. You could just put a bunch of information in there, so that clients have a one-stop place to go. Because there's how many times do people call and they need a copy of their contract, or they want to know the size of their fridge dimensions, which you can put all those common frequently asked questions in there, which is awesome.
Yes, and that's going to continue to grow. There's actually we'll have an update on that too
Okay.
here in the next 2 months. Actually, next probably 3 weeks, you'll get an email where that's going to expand. But 100%, my one of my biggest frustrations is when I have an HOA question. It's like, okay, I got to go to their website and try and figure out where it's at, or where's that 32-page HOA document that, I got to go into my office at home and pull it out. I just want it on my phone. I just want to pull it up and look at you know, whatever question that I have. And that's exactly what you're talking about. The buyer is so used to using the app. We call it from walk-in to warranty, right? Like just give it to them where they're used to on a platform they're used to getting on and make it really easy. So absolutely. I love that you guys are using that feature.
It's just going to keep growing. I like that you have new tools coming. Thank you.
Oh, you're
Um,
welcome.
but like I feel like we have to do everything without paper. Like it's just got to go that way. And the quicker people can do that, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. The faster we can arm your sales team with what buyers are looking at, what they're interested in, and then even from a leadership perspective, right? It's very easy. Okay, this community is not selling. Why? I'm gonna go in and look at the analytics. Is nobody looking at this? Did we push out a special and no one even opened up the incentive? Okay,
Yeah.
we're missing with our marketing, and that helps marketing, it helps sales. So listen, we're gonna continue to add some cool stuff and hopefully help everybody sell more homes, generate that higher level of buyer experience for sure.
Mhm.
For
I
sure.
love the mission. I love it.
Well, we're having fun, and it's awesome to have great partners like y'all, and we appreciate you. Um, we're gonna wrap up here. We try and keep this under 30 minutes, but anything you want to add?
Um, I feel like no, other than thank
Right.
you for having me on here. I feel like if I can help anybody understand how amazing this is, I hope I helped because I literally am a big believer and I wish you guys like all the success in the world on what you're doing.
Thank you, Amanda. You are awesome. We appreciate you. We appreciate Bloomfield, and we will be seeing you soon or sometime. But keep wearing those Novi Nikes around.
I love them. I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture.
Please, please
Okay.
do. All right. Thank you so much for being on today.